Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to look at how to securely connect your on-premises network to Azure using IPsec VPN tunnel via Azure VPN gateways. So let's get started. Now, to get started, we use IPsec, IPsec secure, or Internet Protocol Security. Why do we use it? Well, to establish a secure connection between your on-premises network and Azure. Now, this happens over the public internet, ensuring that your data is encrypted during transmission or transit. Now, to enable this secure tunnel, we use an Azure VPN Gateway device. It facilitates the IPsec tunnel or IP secure tunnel and ensures that all communication between your on-premises resources and Azure remains secure. With site-to-site VPN, you extend your on-premises network to Azure, essentially connecting the two environments together. The IP security or IPsec tunnel ensures that the traffic exchanged between the sites is encrypted, protecting your data in transit. Now, some key benefit. Well, the main benefit of using IPsec VPN tunnels are data integrity, confidentiality, and authentication. This means your data stays secure and intact when traveling between your on-premises environment to your Azure environment. To ensure high availability, we recommend setting up redundant tunnels. Means instead of using one connection, use multiple connections. This way, if one tunnel goes down, your connection remains uninterrupted, offering a reliable and secure connectivity. So we will see all that in our lab. So I will see you in the lab, actually. All right, in this lab, we will discuss how to initiate and then connect two virtual network on Azure platform by using Azure Virtual Network Gateway, VNG. Now, both network must be on Azure platform. If the network is on any other platform, let's say on-prem or AWS, then we have to move towards another scenario called site-to-site VPN connection. So in this one, I have two networks. One is network 1, the other one is called network 2, and then I have two VNGs. All right, so I have one network here and one network here. The address space of the first network is 10.0.0.0/16. The address space of another network is 192.168.0.0/16. Remember, you are connecting two networks, so the IP address must not overlap. Then I have one machine in the first network, one machine in the second network. These machines will be used to test the connection. These machines have nothing to do with VPN connection. They will just test if the traffic can pass through this connection or not. Then I have two VNGs, VNG1, VNG2. Both VNG will have a public front end and a private backend. Now let's go back. Now, if you search for VNG, you will get a page, and if you click on create, this is what you will get. So basically, you have to create VNG on both sides. So you will choose subscription, you will give your VNG a name, let's say something like that. Then you will select your region, your gateway type will be VPN. Then you will select a SKU. You can use the VPN Gateway 1 SKU, or you can use the most powerful one. Remember, these are your performance tiers. If you want more bandwidth, then you need more performance in your VPN gateway. With this one, you will get less bandwidth, less performance. But for the demo, this is perfect. Then you have to select a virtual network. Let's say you select a virtual network. Don't worry about the cloud. Pretend this is the first network. And this network must have a gateway subnet created. You have to create a subnet just specifically for VNG, gateway subnet. I've already used it, so you cannot see it here. Then you will create a public IP address for your front end of this VNG. Now, for more fault tolerance, you can have multiple public IPs, means two, for active mode. If you disable it, then you only need one public IP. So for the demo, one public IP is good enough. So this way you will create VNG on both sides, first network and the other network. All right, so I'll repeat. The first network will have a subnet called gateway subnet, and then you will deploy a VNG there. The other network, the second network, will also have another gateway subnet and a VNG deployed. Now we need to connect these VNGs together. That step is super simple. Azure made sure that you only have to just click a few times and the connection will be established, unlike site-to-site connection. So go to your VNG. Again, don't worry about the name here. Pretend this is first VNG and this is second VNG. Now, in the VNG, you will go to settings and then click on connections. This is where you will start initiating your connection. So you click on add. And before I start connecting it, let me connect with both computers to see if they can find each other or not without establishing any connection. So for that, I will just go ahead and get public IP address of both machines. And over here, I will RDP to them. So this is my first machine. Perfect. I will just keep it on one side. Now let's get the public IP address of our second machine. Don't worry about the name. It is just for another scenario. All right, this is my second machine. Now, the IP address of my first machine is 10.0.0.4. Yes, we will use private IPs because these machines are internally connected, or we are trying to connect them internally. So if I go here and I want to connect with these machines, so both machines have their firewall, configured to allow ICMP packets so that they can ping each other. Let's go to CMD and ping 10.0.0.4. It should not work because they are not connected. They are on separate networks. So let's go back to our VNG. So how to establish connection? Well, you will go to your VNG, then you will click on settings and then connections. You click on add. Select your resource group and select the connection type. If your networks are on Azure platform, you will select VNet to VNet. Then here you will give it a name. I will call it VNG01 to VNG02. Next. Now you have to select your first network gateway. This is VNG01. Don't worry about cloud and on-prem. Just pretend these are two separate VNG. And then you have to select the second VNG. Then they must share the same password or shared key. I'm using IKE-v2. And that's it. No need to configure any other thing. This is just what you need to change. And click on Create. Now, Azure will establish a connection. This will take like 2-3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, so give it some time. Then if you go back to your connections, here you will see a new connection is established. So I will let this finish. All right, now we have this over here. The status is still unknown. When a connection is established, well, it will take some time to sync properly. So give it some time, and then you should see that both networks are connected. Now, before waiting for the status to change, you can also test it if it is done or not. So I will again ping 10.0.0.0, 10.0.0.4. Again, you can see I cannot ping. So connection is still not established. I will give it like maybe 10 minutes. All right, so after waiting a long time, now we can ping and we are connected. So basically, you can just say this, ping 10.0.0.4 space minus t. Minus t will just continuously try to ping. And as you can see, both machines are connected. So with this lab is also over. Now we know how to connect two VNGs with each other via VPN tunnel. Remember, you can only use VNet to VNet VPN tunnel if both networks are on Azure. Basically, VNet to VNet is just like site to site, but Azure do the backend work for you. So Azure provide a simple way to connect two networks. You just go there, you have one VNG, you have second VNG, you just create the connection from both sides, and that's it. But if you are trying to create site-to-site connection, that is a more manual way of doing the same thing. And that's it. I will see you in the next lab. All right, in this lab, we will look at hybrid connectivity, or you can say site-to-site VPN connection. Hybrid here means that we are trying to connect on-premises environment with cloud environment. So this will be our structure. I have one cloud VNet and one on-prem VNet. They both will showcase separate networks in two locations. Then on Cloud VNet, I have a test VM with IP 10.0.0.4, and on-prem, I have a server with IP 192.168.0.4 internally. Now, I need to connect them via a VPN tunnel. So for that, I will use VNG, Virtual Network Gateway, on the cloud side, and then I will use the server to become the gateway for VPN traffic. So let's start. Now, on the cloud side, this side, the first thing you need is a network. So if I go here, I will click on Cloud VNet, and I have it here. The network is 10.0.0.0/16. Then the next important thing is, on Azure side, you have to create a gateway subnet, a separate subnet specifically for your VNG. You cannot use it for your other tasks like computers or any other devices. So how will you make this? Well, you just click on plus subnet or add subnet and select the purpose. The purpose is Virtual Network Gateway, VNG. And then you click add. I already have it, so you cannot create one more, but this is the way you will create a separate subnet. Now this is done. The next task you will do is to deploy VNG. I already have a VNG, but let me show you how you will deploy it. You click on create, you select your subscription, and then give your VNG a name. I called it Cloud VNG, just to make sure that this is on the cloud side. Then you will select your region. Make sure the region is the same where you have your network infrastructure. And then what kind of gateway you are trying to create. I'm trying to create a VPN tunnel, so I will select that. Then the SKU. What kind of performance you want from your VNG, like what kind of throughput you need. Remember, if you use the VPN Gateway 1, that is the weakest one, so this means it will give you less throughput, somewhere about 650 Mbps. But if you need more bandwidth, then you have to use a more powerful stock keeping unit or powerful tier. This can give you somewhere about like 5 GB per second. But for the demo, you can select the cheapest one. And this is the generation. Some SKUs have generation 2 as well. Remember, you can also change the skew later on. You can scale up, scale down, but you can only scale within the generation. Now, you have to select the network. This is the back end of your VNG. VNG have two ends, private and the public side. This is the back side, the back end. You have to select the network here. I'm getting this error just because there is a gateway subnet, but a VNG is already using it. You will not get this, but you must have a gateway subnet already there. The next is to decide whether you already have a public IP which you can use for the front end of this VNG, or do you want to create new? If you want to create new, you can give it a name. All right. Now, if you have only one public IP, that is a single connection. What if that connection is dropped or something goes wrong? Then your VNG gateway will not work. If you need higher fault tolerance or high availability, then you must use active-active mode, where two connections will be created. Of course, for two connections, you need two public IPs. But for this demo, if you want to conserve your public IPs and money, you can just go with one connection as well. Once all this is done, you will click Next, and then you will deploy it. Now, why I already deployed it? Because it can take somewhere about 20 to 30 minutes. So have some patience. If it is taking too much time, wait for at least 30 minutes. Now you will have your VNG. What else you need? Well, you also need an LNG, local network gateway. So let's do that. So you will search for LNG. Then you will click on Create. Search for your resource group. My resource group is NITARG. My region is Canada Central, and the name. Now, this LNG will be created on cloud, but this LNG is actually representing your other site's information. So, this is a LNG which represents what is the public IP address of your on premises or your other site's gateway. Plus, this LNG also describes the private address space of your other site for routing purposes. If you don't describe it, how will Azure know that a specific traffic which wants to go to a specific network must be routed through the tunnel? So I will call it LNG representing on-prem. So this is LNG which is representing on-prem right now. Now the endpoint. This is where you will put the public IP address of your server or site. Now, how will I find it? Of course, I have on-prem server running here as a virtual instance. You can just go to your browser and just type, what is my IP? This will show you the public end of your machine. So I will do that. All right. So I will open a new tab and just type, what is my IP? Let's see. Perfect. The IP is 4.206.77.142. So I need to copy this. All right, I copied it. Then let's go back to this address space and paste it here. Done. Now, what address space you want to reach to? This will be the private address space of your other site. Well, we can test that. I can just go to that same machine, and this time, I don't want to check the IP from the front end, that is public end. I want to check the internal IP of the server. So I can just go for ipconfig. It is 192.168.0.4. So the address space was 192.168.0.0/16. So I will type it here, 192.168.0.0/16. So this is the address space. Yes, in the future, you may have more address spaces, so you can add it later as well. Once this is done, click Next. No changes here. We are not using BGP protocol. And create. Now your LNG is also created. Now, once this is done, I will connect my virtual network gateway with this LNG with the help of connection. Now, this was your cloud side. So I'm finishing up the cloud side first. It will not work. The connection will not work until unless the on-prem site is also configured in such a way. So I will go to connections now. So I will go to VNG for that. Click on Cloud VNG. And then go to Settings and click on Connections. And then click on Add. Now, what kind of connection are you trying to create? Well, I'm trying to create a site-to-site IPsec connection. I will call it Cloud to on-prem. So this just tells you that I'm trying to connect cloud and on-prem. All good? So this next tab is important here. What are you trying to connect? I'm trying to connect cloud with this LNG, which is representing my on-premises. Shared key, PSK. So now you have to create your password. And this password is important because on-prem also need the same exact password. So I will call it PASSWORD1234. I will keep it very simple. Please don't use this password in real life. This is a very weak password. This is just for the demo. And the protocol I'm using is the latest one, IKE version 2. And that's all. You don't have to change anything else. By default, this information is good enough. Now keep this in mind. Click Next, Next, and connect both gateways. Virtual Network Gateway and Local Network Gateway. LNG and VNG will connect it. This connection will not work though, because this is just from one side. You have to connect from the other side as well. So my job is done on the cloud side. All right, the connection is done. Let's go back and see the connection. If I go to cloud, click on connections. Here we go. But don't worry, the status will not turn into connected. It will just stay like this because the connection must be established from the other side as well. So our part on the cloud side is done. Let's move to on-prem. All right. So on-prem must have a role installed which can create a VPN tunnel. So I will go to Server Manager. And before we do that, let's quickly try to connect with our machine on cloud. I'm going to RDP it. So I'll just type 10.0.0.4. That is the IP address of the cloud machine. Hit enter. And as you can see, I cannot connect. They cannot connect because they are not, they have not established a VPN connection yet. So we need to fix this. In the end, we will test it if we are able to connect or not. All right. So we are in our server manager. We will click on manage and install a role. Next. Now, what role are we trying to create or install? Do you see this role, remote access? Well, this is a role which also gives you a function called VPN. So it provides a traditional VPN service. So we need this. So I will select that. Click next, next, next. And what services you need? Well, I need VPN. And I also need routing to route my traffic from this machine to cloud as well. So I will select both. Next, next, and that's it. Just install this role. All right, so it's installed. Now we have to configure it. So you see this option, open the getting started wizard. So you can click on it. Even if you close it, don't worry, on the notification flag, you can click on it. So now wait for the wizard to open. I can minimize this in the meantime. All right, here we go. So what do we need? Deploy both direct access and VPN. Do we need to deploy this? Or are we just deploying VPN only? So over here, we can click on this, configure VPN using routing and remote access control. This is our scenario here. So I'll click on it. Okay. Now, our VPN server is offline. You have to enable it first. So I will right-click on this and click on configure and enable routing and remote access. So you click on here. It will open another wizard. Click next here and again select your scenario. Remote access, dial-up or VPN. No, we are not using dial-up. Our scenario is very simple. Secure connection between two private networks. So connect this network to a remote network such as branch office. So we want this one. Click next. Do you want to use demand dial connection to access remote networks? You can say no to it. Click next and finish. Now, once you click finish, this might take a little bit of time, maybe a minute or two. Perfect. So you will get this. Still, you're not connected to any network. You're just establishing your server side. Now, the first thing, you need to create a network interface, an adapter, maybe a virtual adapter, but an adapter indeed, which will connect with the cloud VNG, Virtual Network Gateway. So, right-click, click on New Demand Dial Interface. You will get this wizard. Click Next. Now, you can call this adapter by any names. I will call it this. It should make sense, right? So I'll call it On-Prem Gateway. Next. How do you want to connect? Is it a PPP over Ethernet connection? No. We are using a VPN tunnel, so I will select that. Which protocol are we using? Remember, both sides must use the same protocol. So we are using IKEv2. Host name or IP. At this point, you have to present the IP address, the public IP address of the cloud side, the cloud VNG. So I will go back and get my cloud VNG, the gateway device, public IP address, because we are connecting in a crisscross manner. So I will go here and find out the IP address of my VNG. This is 4.206.161.168. I will copy it and paste it here. Done. Click Next. Add user accounts. No, we are not adding any authenticated user account. We just want a simple connection. Now, do you want to route IP packets to this interface? Yes. If you uncheck it, then still you can create your own route manually. But yes, we want to route traffic to this address or this interface. Click Next. Static route. Now we have to add the route to which all the traffic from on-prem must go. So what is my destination? Well, my destination is to reach on-prem network. Cloud network from on-prem. And that is 10.0.0.6. Remember, from cloud, you want to go to 192.168.0.0. From on-prem, you want to go here. From this VNG, we configure to go over here. And from here, we have to go over here. So I will call it 10.0.0.0. So the mask will be 255.255.0.0. This is 16. 256 can be the metric. Done. Click Next. No need for, dial out credentials. Nothing is protected here. It is encrypted, but we are not using usernames and passwords. And finish. So this is created. What else? Well, this is my on-prem gateway. I need to go to Properties, then go to Options, and make sure that you have multiple redial attempts selected. You can do that. And then this is the important part, security. You have to put the same key which you entered on the other side. Password 1234. This is done. And networking as well. Now, over here, this network also have to give IP addresses, right? So let's do that. It will be IPv4. I will go to Properties. And this network is 192.168.168.0.0. And for DNS, you don't have to. Just network is enough. Click OK, click OK, and it's done. Now, it is enabled, but not connected. Everything is done. We have a static route as well, but not for IPv6, for IPv4, as you can see. This is there. Everything is OK. And the connection is already waiting from the cloud side. Remember, we are already connected. So if I go here, and then, so let's go here, and if you go to connections, remember, this connection is still waiting. It's saying not connected. Same here. This adapter is also just waiting. I have to connect it. So if all the credentials are right, and if you have given proper IP address, everything is properly configured, then you should just click on connect and it should connect. And here we go, connected. Now, once it is connected, please give it some time to sync. It might take a minute or two, maybe like 5 minutes. Once both sides are connected, you should be able to, talk with each other. So this machine is now connected to your cloud machine, as if they're on the same network. So let's try it. If we go to RDP, we already have this open. So this machine should be able to connect this machine on cloud. And here we go. We are connected. So my on-premises environment is connected with my cloud environment. If you're seeing this, that means you're connected. Yes, you can verify. You can also log in. NITA admin. And you can connect with it. Here we go. All right, a little laggy, but this demo or this lab is also done. And if you still don't see the status changed, give it some time. For me, it might take like 10-15 minutes. But this verification actually is a proof that we are connected. All right, so with this lab is also over. We are now connected from cloud to on-prem, which is a hybrid connections. Welcome back. I hope now you know how to create a VPN tunnel. Yes, it involves multiple steps, but once the tunnel is up and running, after that is just need maintenance or maybe auditing or monitoring. And now your data can be actually transmitted back and forth, encrypted and secure, even if the data is going through public domain that is considered to be unsecure. Now, to sum up, use IPsec VPN tunnels to secure communication between your on-premises network and Azure. Set up a VPN gateway device or a virtual device in Azure to manage the tunnel. You can also extend your network with site-to-site VPN that way. You can enjoy data integrity, confidentiality, and authentication for all the traffic or data packets flowing through your tunnel. Plus, you should also look for setting up a redundant tunnel for high availability and reliable connectivity. That is it for today's overview on configuring Azure VPN Gateway for site-to-site connectivity specifically. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.